Well, by the end of this video, we will have gotten rid of 50 items. 50. That's a lot. Number 19. We only needed 7 items upstairs because this was number 43. I forgot to tell you about that. We're going to start out in my closet, and every challenge is about strategy, but when it comes to decluttering, I feel like the clothing can add up quickly, so let's see what I can find. When I first bought this, the shorts were kind of big, but I feel like they fit today, so maybe I'll keep it. I don't think I'll wear this again. Number 2. I love this, but it's just pretty tight. So number 3. Four and 5. I love these, but they're just worn out, or slightly worn. I don't think they're so worn I can't donate them, but I feel like I'm just not going to wear them again. 1, 2, 3, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one I love too. I just feel like it's a little outdated for me. I think somebody else might like it. 6. Seven. This set is number 8. Now everything up here is Chad's, or almost everything. I wish he was here to tell me if he didn't want something, because it would make this declutter challenge a lot easier, so I just have to stick with my own stuff. I was looking for this swim cover up all weekend. Spoiler alert, I get real confident with how many items I found in my closet, and then I get a little nervous later. These challenges are a lot of ups and downs. Number 10, I think I've gotten a lot of use out of this dress. Number 11. I'm thinking this will be number 12. I kind of like it. I might keep it. For anyone new here, I did just reorganize and declutter this closet, so check recent videos if you want to see it. Okay, this is number 12. It's in really good condition. I just don't think I'll wear it again. Number 13. And these are brand new. They're never worn. They're just way too small. 15, same thing. I think I wore these once because they're too tight. 16. 17, actually. I have a flag sweater, so that can go. 17. We might have to up the number because I did not expect to be this far along only in my closet, so 17 for one room is pretty good. So in my bedroom, there really isn't anything I could declutter and get rid of. The clothing in the dresser is all Chad's. And then in my nightstand, there are books that I might read. I don't want to get rid of them because I might read them. But there are 2 or 3 items in the hallway over here I'm going to consider by the end of this challenge. Some of you will remember these items. So those pictures are a set of 2, and then that is a cake stand. I typically will use this for holiday decor, so it's just been sitting here for a while. It was in my closet, and then we did a whole redo on my closet, and I took that out of there. But these pictures, you guys, they've just been sitting here for about 2 years, which is so long. I want to put a family photo right here, like a professional family photo on the beach, but you know, we haven't gotten to it. So these are just sitting here. Do I keep these or I declutter and donate? Let me know in the comments. And now we're going to move on to my decor closet. There are so many items in here I'm confident we can declutter and donate. One thing about me is because I film so many organization and home decorating videos, I do have a lot of extra home organization and home decor. So just keep that in mind when you see how much stuff is in here. Here's number 18. Number 19. $20, $21. $22. So at this point, since we have a pretty good amount of items, I figured I would lay them all out right here. That way I have a center point for items from so many different rooms. So a lot of you guys know I always recommend something like this in your closet. So when you have stuff that you're going to donate eventually, you can just put it in a tote or a basket, a bin, and then once it's full, it can be donated. So let's take all of this out and see how many items we have. So let's start with the new items. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So before we get into the downstairs decluttering, I wanted to quickly share something that we are obsessed with, and that is Home Chef. I'm partnering with them on this video, but I do just want to tell you, I have ordered and paid for these meals way more than I have ever partnered with them. Like, we get these all the time. Just shared one on Instagram last night. So this is a weekly subscription service that delivers fresh ingredients and easy to follow recipes straight to your home. I love that they're not messy, and right now I'm making a baked chicken. It's a stuffed chicken breast. Like, I never thought I could do that, but they really make it so easy. It's perfect for busy lifestyles. They have oven ready 15-minute meals, fast and fresh. There's endless customization options. They even have salmon and impossible meat. And I just want to show you on the website here, I typically select the calorie conscious and then 30 minutes or less, and then it shows me all of my meal options from there. They also have 20 plus new meals every week. Definitely helps you save time and minimize cleanup. Like, they're not messy at all. They're actually affordable and healthier than takeout, and it's very simple, foolproof cooking.
They have recipe cards, photos, and users of leading meal kits agree that Home Chef is #1 in recipe ease. So to get 50% off and free shipping on your first Home Chef box, just use my code ALEXANDRAB50. I have it linked below, also a QR code on screen. So upstairs, I knew I had the clothes and that was really going to help me get to this 50 count challenge. But downstairs, I honestly wasn't sure. I started by opening up all of these cabinets in the living room because I do store a lot of home decor in here. And I really thought I'd find something in there, but I didn't. So I started going through the cabinets in the dining area as well. I just got some of those workout like slider pads, so I don't need those ones. And then in here I have even more like random decor and home items. So I found something in there too. Now, moms know playrooms can get out of control real fast. We definitely have way too many toys, but at the same time, I have a hard time of letting go of toys if Forrest doesn't want to. Like, I never want him to come home and feel like some of his stuff is gone and he doesn't know it. So I do ask him later about things I can donate, but this room really needed a little bit of everything. So here I was just kind of trying to make a mental plan and figure out step by step what I'm gonna do in here because, girl, spoiler alert, we're about to do a lot.
We're definitely slowing down a little bit on the momentum, but I'm confident we're going to pick it up soon. 31, 32, 33, 34. I just got a new set of these in my FabFitFun box. 35, this box, I do like this, but I just haven't set it out in so long. And then we actually have 2 of these books. So what did I say? 31, or yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 36. So my plan now is to put all 36 items in the card to donate later, and then I need to do school pickup, come back. I'm going to clean, organize, and declutter the playroom. I think that will really help me to find a lot more items because right now it's a little bit of chaos, so it's just kind of hard to pick and choose.
So here is a before of the playroom and all of the chaos and clutter before we get started. We have a few different systems in here. So this is from IKEA. I have shared this a couple of times. I really recommend it. And then this is what the closet is looking like. This has also started to turn into toy storage instead of just regular storage. I have these big baskets over here and then this small organizer. So you can see we kind of have a little bit of everything going on in here. I wanted to completely dump out those large baskets and then start adding everything back in one by one, just so I know exactly what's in there. So 2 of these are going to be stuffed animals, and then the last one is going to be like harder, larger action figures. All right, so first things first when it comes to this closet, sometimes when you're working with so many different categories of items in the same space, you just have to put on those goggles, that laser vision, whatever it is, and just focus on what's right directly in front of you. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure all of Forrest's costumes are hung up and all of the accessories are over here because they were kind of all over the floor in the playroom. So I'm going to show you guys how I deal with that, but I just wanted to get everything on a hanger, and then anything with hoops and ribbons and whatnot that could also go on the hangers, I was going to loop on top too. So now that those items are all hung up, I'm going to use these bags to organize all of the smaller accessories I can't hang. So the gloves, and I don't even know what else I put in there. Just the random tiny accessories that he always looks for and doesn't know where they are. And that's one thing I always say to you guys about organization is, especially when it's tucked away, it's not like you have to buy some fancy item every single time. Sometimes you can just use what you have. So a bag looped around a hanger is going to work just fine for that category of items. And just a few more things to do in this closet before we move on to the rest of the room. One thing that's kind of random is these garbage bags, but honestly, I have to say it kind of makes sense for what's in them. One is a train setup, one is a monorail setup from Disney, and they're such like oddly shaped items that either would have to go in a big bin where there was a lot of extra space, or they go in a bag like this and then you can kind of smush it together. So not the most aesthetically pleasing way to store items, but again, since it's just tucked away in a closet, it kind of makes sense. Alright, and now that things are definitely improved in here and categorized a little bit better, I'm going to start to grab some items on the floor in the rest of the playroom and bring them into the closet. And I feel like that's one thing about a playroom is some things are just going to end up on the floor, and sometimes you need that open floor space to play and whatever. So it's not as perfect or particular as organizing another space in your home, but since I wiped out a lot of items that were in here before, I have room for those cards to go on this little shelf in here. And then I try to separate a lot of items in those tubs. So the Tonys for music, that item I'm going to get out of here for this little puppy is going to go in this bin right here. And then I was finding all of the Star Wars items to categorize a little Star Wars section in the closet for him too. I'm already starting to feel so much better about the state of this playroom. It really just needed a refresh so I could even see what was here in the first place and think and just even start to categorize items in my head of, do we need this? Can we donate this? And I do ask Forrest about everything that I donate. He did allow me to donate a couple of things today. I would say probably around 7 or 8 items by the time we get to it after this is all done. Some days he's like, okay, we can donate a ton of stuff, and some days he's a little more picky, and today he was a little more picky, but that's all right. So now we can finally get to vacuuming, and this is always one of the most satisfying parts to me of any project, because if you're vacuuming, you know the end is near. So I'm just going to do the entire room, one side to the other. I'm moving any items that I can to vacuum underneath them. And oh my gosh, it feels so good, especially if you're a mom. You know, playrooms can get wild real quick. So when they look very clean, even though it's short-lived, it's like such a satisfying sight to see. So as I work my way to the last area of the room with all of the animals on it, and then that IKEA home organization thing I just talked about earlier, I realized I wanted to use the smaller attachment on the vacuum to dust this area a little bit. And one thing I like about this vacuum is it's not super powerful, which sounds weird, but it's a good like everyday picker-upper. And because the suction isn't so extreme, I can still like suction around toys and whatnot, and it won't suck up the toys, if that kind of makes sense. So it's good for projects like this. It's great for the car. and I just wanted to reorganize a little bit on that tabletop before I started to vacuum it. Oh, and also that handheld attachment is great for dusting too, like around smaller items or around curtains and whatnot, because it will pick up the dust, but it won't like suck in the curtain, if that kind of makes sense. So sort of an odd way to look at it, but it really does help and make life a little bit easier. The end is near, guys. I'm about to show you the rest of the items we're going to donate. Then we're going to get in the car and get out of here and get these items completely out of the house. And I have to say, next time all of you really need to declutter some stuff, give yourself a number. I've never done that before. I've never done a challenge like this before where I had to get rid of an exact amount of items or a minimum amount of items, but it really is so motivating, and I am positive I decluttered more items than I would have without a challenge like this.
Okay, 37, 38, 39, a little chef set, 40, I gotta put that back on the back, 41, this isn't much, but 42. And then I also want to give you guys an after of this room because I don't really show the playroom a whole lot because normally this is filled with so many toys, but now that it's all organized, I thought this would be a good opportunity. So I put all the pet food that Forrest and Chad use on a regular basis in here. I think it looks so much nicer than an acrylic basket just since it's out and, you know, it looks a little more neat that way. Here's an overview of this main area, all of these that we went through with stuffed animals. I wish he would let me get rid of some more stuffed animals right now, but it is what it is. The droid stuff over here, the harder action figures, this basket. I do need to put this back up here. I put a lot of Forrest art supplies, extra art supplies in these, and then this is sectioned out pretty much like it was before. I also wish he was in the mood to let me take items from these. I only need 8 more items, but that's okay. We have this little station over here and then the pirate ship. And then this is a huge improvement, even if it doesn't quite look like it. So the garbage bag storage is not very aesthetic, but girl, it honestly works pretty well because it's such odd shaped items. And then over here, we put all of these sets together. So the gloves, any smaller accessories I put in these bags, but as many like helmets and face masks as I could put on the actual outfit, I did. So that is gonna be so nice. And over here, I have like a little Star Wars area. Forrest's little pet dog is right here. And then some extra supplies down here for arts and crafts. So all in all, girl, we did a great job in here. Okay, only need 7 more items, so let's see what we can find. sunglasses. These I love, but they're just way too big. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 more items. Got 'em. And now I need to make room for those really big pictures. One is very light, so it's not a big deal, but one is so heavy, and it's kind of embarrassing because I'm bringing it back to the same store that I bought it from, but it happens. We only needed 7 items upstairs because this was number 43. I forgot to tell you about that. Forrest can swim now, so that's for somebody else. The 42. I can't count at this point, you guys. I guess that was number 42. And now we're off to donate everything same day, which is what I always recommend you guys. So I'm very proud of myself for sticking to that. And this is the last one. And that is everything for this declutter challenge. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel if you did. I have recent videos down below and so much more. So don't miss out on that description box. And I will see you guys right here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye.